Hey, 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 and welcome to Inspired Life, where driven women of faith are equipped with practical strategies for living in radiant health of the mind, body, and spirit. My name is Lane-Kingsland, and I'm so glad you're here. And since you're already here now, be a dear. Get all these gems for holistic living by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I am so glad that you are here for part one of my series as we redefine productivity through a kingdom lens. Listen, the Lord has given me a strategy for kingdom success, and I am confident that if you apply the principles that we cover in this program, you will experience greater productivity, increased peace, a deeper sense of personal satisfaction. Do you know that you've been called, but perhaps you feel like you're often overwhelmed, distracted, spiritually fatigued, so you're not outputting at the level or at the capacity you know you're capable? If you know that you could be doing more to partner with God for building His kingdom, then this series is for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. When women like yourself implement my strategy, the D to the fourth power success strategy, these D's: discipline, diligence, determination, and devotion. You move from just being overwhelmed and fragmented to really, truly living in purpose, walking in wholeness, experiencing fruitfulness in so many areas of your life, and participating, being an active participant with God in building His kingdom. Did you catch the primer to this whole series? If you didn't watch it, I've listed that in the description below, okay? So today, as we jump into the D4 formula, we're going to start with part one of those D's, and that is discipline. But before we start any conversation on discipline, I feel like it's important for us to define it. Very often we're using language and we're not defining it. And let me just stop here and give you my punchline. Most people think they have a problem with discipline. I don't agree. People say things like, if only I were more disciplined, if only I were more disciplined. Well, sis, you are disciplined. That ain't it. Now for the definition. Discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or code of conduct, or discipline is used to correct punishment or to correct disobedience. Given that definition, I would say, friends, you are disciplined, okay? Here's your living fully alignment. Discipline is how we train ourselves to care for ourselves. Discipline as women of faith is how we practice spiritual graces. Discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is having structure so that you create capacity for nourishing your body, for rest, for obeying God, for serving in ministry, for taking care of your family. The Bible tells us in Hebrews 12:11, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who've been trained by it. It also tells us in Proverbs 12:11, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. See, discipline is about training. But he who hates reproof is stupid. In fact, the word discipline is from the Latin word discere, which means teaching. When we do not have discipline, when we do not have that training, we have inconsistent spiritual rhythms. We make decisions based on our emotion. We wait till we feel led instead of just being faithful doing things. When we lack discipline, the training, we may not know how to best care for our bodies and honor our temples. When we're not disciplined, we may be more reactive instead of responsive. But When we are disciplined, sis, we know how to protect our energy. We have clarity. We have increased capacity. We actually walk out and love our spiritual disciplines, and we have impact for the kingdom. When we live out our disciplines, we feed our spirit through the word and in prayer. We nurture our souls with emotional regulation by reflecting, by pausing and being still. When we have discipline with our body, we eat right, we exercise, we get rest. Discipline aligns our daily habits with who we want to become. Discipline allows us to set up boundaries, and it creates capacity for our non-negotiables. Are you disciplined? I think you are. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about one to two spiritual practices that you feel like you can refine, redefine, or punch a little harder in this season, with the definition in mind that discipline means training. Things we do repeatedly. Are there things you need to shift? Are there things you need to focus? Are there things you need to realign? What 1 to 2 practices can you either realign or establish so that you are operating in that discipline? You've received a lot of training. You've received a lot of education. You have a lot of knowledge. You know what to do. You know how to make your smoothies in the morning. You know how to roast your vegetables. You know how to lace up them sneakers and go for that walk. You, my sis, have the discipline. So think about those 1 or 2 things in your discipline strategy, your spiritual disciplines. Are you waking up early for your quiet time? Are you reading your word daily? Are you meditating on the word day and night? So think about 1 or 2 that maybe you want to refine or redefine. And then I'll suffice it to say that you are in fact disciplined, that this is not a matter of discipline. You know what I think it is? It's a matter of being diligent. And that's what we're going to dive into. That's what we're going to jump into in part 2 of this series. So make sure that you're subscribed. Diligence now is that thing that helps you go the distance. It's that thing that helps you to employ your discipline strategies with consistency. That's the piece we need here. So are you disciplined, sis? I would say yes. I'm proud of you. You're disciplined. Now, in the second part, we're going to talk about that diligence, because diligence is what gets things done. So I don't want you to miss any parts of this. Make sure you've liked this video and that you subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you for part 2 of the D to the 4th power kingdom success strategy, which is your productivity plan so that you have impact, not only for yourself and for your family, but for building God's kingdom. As always, it is my prayer that you've been inspired to live fully. See you next time.